Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm coming to you with a new dupe video. So a while ago I bought this Refy powder. This is called the Skin Finish water-based powder. I was just really intrigued by this powder because it is water-based, so it feels wet to the touch, and it's supposed to just kind of mattify and blur out your skin. So it's not supposed to look heavy and powdery. It's just supposed to take away any shine basically and just take away the pores, take away the wrinkles. Not quite that extreme, but kind of, you know? And that really appealed to me. And then I saw that Technic also had a water-based powder. So of course I had to try that out as well and see if it compared to the Refy. So I do not remember how much these retail for, but I will list it on the screen. And for your information, you get 10 grams of product with Technic and 26 with Refy. So you do get a lot more product with Refy. So that is something to keep in mind, that even though Technic is cheaper, you get a lot less product. And also Refy comes in 2 shades. I have the color number 1, and I believe this is the more yellow shade. I think the other shade they have is more of a pink. This Technic powder only comes in 1 color, but both of these are very translucent, and I believe both of them are supposed to work on every skin tone pretty much. Now if they do that, I don't know. They do work on my fair skin. So yeah, I'm going to apply both of these and I'm going to do a wear test so we can see if the Technic one is truly a dupe for the Refy. So as always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And now without further ado, let's get right into it. So I'm going to use the Refy powder on my left side and the Technic powder on my right side. So the Refy powder, you twist open like this and then it is closed. It says keep this lid on after use. I guess since it is water-based, you need to keep the lid on so it doesn't dry out. So when you open it up, it looks like this. And I do also have the Refy sponge that goes with this powder. And this is what is recommended to use with the powder. So that's what we are going to use. So I just tap it into the powder and then I go ahead and apply it on my face. Just wherever I want to mattify. And you can see it does just that. It mattifies instantly. And I do also apply this underneath my eye. And if you apply a lot of it at one time, it does actually feel wet, which is a really weird sensation to feel from a powder. So yeah, it just blurs out the skin, makes it look more flawless, mattifies. Just it kind of reminds me of the old school HD powders, except of course that it is wet to the touch. Like if I stick my finger in here, I can feel like the water. So now let's use Technic. So the Technic one just opens like a regular powder, regular loose powder. So I'm just getting some in the lid. And for the Technic one, they actually recommend that you use a fluffy powder brush to apply this powder. But they do recommend that you pat it lightly onto the skin. So that's what I'm going to do. You can see that also instantly mattifies. I feel like it doesn't mattify as much, but that's probably also because the powder brush applies less powder than the sponge does. But I find that the Technic one works very much in the same way. It mattifies, it blurs, it kind of perfects. And if you apply a good amount of it at one time, you can feel that it is wet. So personally, I do prefer to apply loose powders with a sponge, but you definitely can apply it with a brush. So this is what the 2 powders look like freshly applied. I think the Refy powder might look slightly better. Right here where I have some visible pores, I feel like the Refy one made them look smoother. The Technic one also like blurred my pores a bit, but not as much. But they are super similar. So I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. Okay, so this is my finished look. So I do like both powders. I think the Refy does a little bit more for the skin in terms of like blurring out imperfections. But I think it's only a tiny bit better. The Technic one is really good also. And I will insert the wear test right now so you can see how these 2 powders wore throughout the day. I think they wore really similarly. I didn't notice any major breakdown in either one. I did have some mascara smudged underneath my eye, especially over on the Refy side. But that had more to do with the mascara than the powder. So I think these are actually both beautiful powders. And I would say that the Technic one is a dupe for the Refy. And I would recommend it, even though I would still also recommend the Refy. If you want to spend that little extra money, you will get a little extra blurredness of your imperfections. So yeah, that is my review of these two powders. As always, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And that is all, so I will see you guys in my next video. So take care and bye bye.
No, 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 no. Original. Yeah.